anybody remembers these games actually how they were.
Yeah, I think the difference between the old, like the Nintendo and Super Nintendo systems and this is the breakthrough into 3D where the only real value is the rose-colored glasses
Yeah.
that you remember it. Because I actually played Final Fantasy VII a few years ago when it was re-released to Steam, and I was like, all right, I can finally play it again. And I played it for a few hours, and I was like, man, everything really looks like dog shit.
Maybe they'll just require you to be drunk to play it. Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is game night. We're going to draft every game left on the PS1 Classic like a fantasy football draft. Here with Mex and Steve. I'm Dan. Let's go. First up on the clock is myself.
You got the number 1 overall pick. So
don't want to squander it.
What I was kind of torn between was...
Wait, how did you get number 1?
Well, he was the leftmost on my camera, so he gets to go first.
What a bunch of shit.
Well, you're in the middle, so you get to go second. So yeah, what I was torn between was, am I picking games that I think are going to be on, or am I picking games that I want to be on?
Well, to win, we're going to recoup this and like get back together when they actually announce the games. So I would pick games that you think are going to be on.
All right. So you got first pick, so go for it.
First pick. Hot Shots Golf.
Really? That's surprising to me. Why do you think that?
Because it's going to be on. That's why I think that. They just released the Hot Shots Golf last year. It's a game that's going to hold up. It's not going to suck to play anymore. Like it's a good pick. Trust me.
Did you play that back in the day?
No, I played the new one. I didn't have one of these, so I didn't hardly play any of these games.
Yeah, a lot of my picks I've played on different consoles or on the computer. So I've never actually played them on the PlayStation, but yeah, okay, that's an interesting first pick. Kind of threw a curveball there.
Steve, you're on the clock.
Where's that goddamn spreadsheet? All right, so if it's not taken, which it's not because I get second pick, I'm going to go with Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That's a super easy pick for me.
I don't agree with it. They're re-releasing it on PS4. I don't think it's going to happen.
That's what you said about basically all the picks.
Yeah.
15. Of course, you picked the one with the long ass name.
Well, just delete some of the shit.
Yeah, that was the only one to pick.
Can you do that?
You got to go into the overall rankings and find it. I'll do it. Go ahead and just talk amongst yourselves. You can make your pick. Next on the clocks.
Well, why do you like Castlevania?
I think it sold well enough that and it has such a nostalgia factor that it's an easy inclusion. I also don't think that they've made anything better than the original. They tried to remake that game in what was it, like all the handheld versions had similar game styles, but they never released like another AAA to the console version of it, so it never hit like the more mass audience. And I think they would definitely be jonesing to play it again if it was offered. Plus, Castlevania hasn't had a great record so far. I think it's kind of down in the dumps a little bit, comparatively speaking. So I think that's an easy inclusion.
Like I said, remake, not going to happen. Next, you're on the clock.
Wait, they're remaking that?
They're remaking Castlevania?
Yeah, they're re-releasing it.
Oh, no, re-release is different than a remake.
I think it even is less likely if it's if it's a remake, I can maybe see it because the version that they're going to come out with isn't exactly the same, but they're coming out with pretty much an exact same game.
Sure. Ryan, your pick.
Okay,
you have the next 2 picks actually.
I'm gonna go with the top selling game. If I can get the spreadsheet to work here. Hey, do something, stupid spreadsheet.
Oh, come on. This is a really nice spreadsheet.
There we go.
That's better.
Gran
Good
Turismo.
pick.
Gran Turismo, number 1. Top selling PlayStation game. I remember renting it from Blockbuster a couple of weeks straight just to try to get through the game. A lot of fun in my opinion. Do you have issues with the music or anything? Do you think copyright issues will be a problem?
Yeah, but I have issues with everything. So if I point out every issue I have with every game, it's going to just be my games.
Your entire list is like junk games that nobody heard of because everything else is being re-released or republished or has
copyrighted music in it. Yeah, I mean, they might go in there and just strip them out. They've done that with the re-releases of Crazy Taxi. You know, Pizza Hut's not in there anymore. All the good music's not in there anymore. That's why a lot of people don't like the remakes of Crazy Taxi.
See, I think they want it to sell and they want it to be comparative to the Nintendo setup. Although Nintendo had it easier because most of their stuff was in-house or they have a good relationship with all those game publishers. So I think I don't know if they're going to pull out all the stops, but I think it's going to be front heavy with the good nostalgic games. I don't think they're going to just pack it in with horse shit.
Well, I would say Gran Turismo is not horse shit. And
no, it actually taught me some of the physics to driving, which I still sometimes catch myself doing. Because it's like when you go through a corner, it was like brake going in if you have I don't remember if it's front wheel or rear wheel drive, because it'll push your car like forward, and so it gives you better grip, and then you accelerate out of turns. And when I'm on the back roads, I'm always accelerating out of turns, and I'm like, Gran Turismo.
I don't know. If they have to pay David Bowie 25 cents on every console made, they're not going to put that game in this lineup.
Why do you say that? Because
David Bowie's song is in the soundtrack, and if they have to pay him a royalty every time they sell a system, they're not going to put the game in there.
Well, just like you said, maybe they'll just take out a song or two, and it won't be a problem.
We'll see. All right, this is the snake draft, so Mex, you are still up.
All right, round 2, pick 1. I am going with. See, I really want to pick Crash Bandicoot Warped because that was my favorite Crash Bandicoot game of the series, but I know they just released that trilogy on Steam.
Now you're thinking.
So I am gonna go with Crash Team Racing, another game that was a lot of fun to play. I remember playing a demo version of it. I think it had like maybe 2 tracks that I would just play over and over again, but I did play the full game, and it was a lot of fun. I don't think there's any copyright issues or anything.
Not that I mean, I haven't. Music, I played that game like once in a Kmart, so I can't tell you.
Yeah, I mean, there was no like actual music in it. It was all the cartoony shit.
It doesn't have any. I know like Diddy Kong Racing has a lot of new characters that Rare owns, and when Rare got sold to Microsoft, you'll never see a Diddy Kong Racing re-release unless they have Rare's blessing, because they're all Rare characters. So I don't know if anything like that is in Crash Team or not, but I think it's a pretty solid pick. If any Crash game is going to be in this lineup, I think it's going to be Crash Team Racing.
All right, that's my number 2 pick.
Steve, you're up.
Parappa the Rapper. If it's
good pick,
which it is. It's another easy inclusion for me. It's a dead IP, huge nostalgia. I don't think licensed music. I played it like once, I think, off of a demo disc, and I didn't enjoy it, but I know a ton of other people did. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I also played it on a demo disc, and I did not enjoy it either.
Yeah, it just wasn't.
I guess I just don't understand the point of the game. But
wasn't it like a rhythm game, an early version of it?
Did you put it in the spreadsheet yet, Steve?
No, I was working on my own spreadsheet.
Come on, it's what the stream is about. You gotta.
They did release at
I have to figure out how you spell Predator Rapper.
PAP. They did
PAR.
PAR. Sorry, there's another capital P. They did announce 2 E3s ago that they were remaking this game. So I don't know. We'll see.
On PS4 or like
PS4,
on
yeah.
Steam.
PS4.
PARARA.
What are you doing down there, Drina? I just stepped on my cat.
There we are.
Yeah, we're thinking about getting another cat here soon. Sarah wants one. I want one. So I think that's our next purchase from the Humane Society.
Humane Society?
Yeah. I kind of want one that is declawed, but I don't think they do that anymore.
No, if it already was declawed when it got given to the Humane Society, then they'll still be declawed. But
yeah, I mean, we're not gonna get a cat declawed ourselves, but I just want to protect all the wires and shit in my computer over here. Like we spend so much money, I don't want to mess it up in any way. But
you can also check out that Pet Place Fish Place. They have. We were just there. They had a whole shitload of cats.
Do they have kittens? Do you know?
They do have some. They're not like super tiny kittens. They're like X many weeks old, so they're not like fit in the palm of your hand. They're like fit in 2 hands.
All right, I'm up on the clock. Last pick of this round.
Where's this clock? Do I not see it?
There is no clock, but that's what you say when you're like doing a fantasy football draft. Like you have 1 minute to pick, or else it auto picks like my entire team this year when we were playing God Mode. Which, by the way, I'm 0-3, so thank you, auto pick.
I'm actually doing really well this year. I'm going to go with Oddworld Abe's Odyssey. I think that was the first one. I don't remember if it was or not. It was either that or Exodus.
I know absolutely nothing about that game.
There are 2 Oddworlds.
Yeah, so... I don't remember which one came out first.
What kind of game is that?
It's a side-scrolling platformer.
Like Super Mario?
Yeah, with better looking version. They released 2 on the PlayStation, and then they released like a 3D shooter, Oddworld Stranger something on PlayStation 2. It's a pretty long-running series. I can see it having some representation. All right, first pick in the 3rd round, I am going to go with Jet motherfucking Moto.
Jet Moto.
There goes Jet Moto.
Are you crossing that off your spreadsheet, Steve?
There are like 5 other Jet Motos if you think they're going to have 2 Jet Motos on this. I actually never played the game, but I remember hearing a lot of good things about it. I remember it being like a staple of the PS1, so that's why I went with it. Steve, you're next.
I'm going to go with Spyro.
You're just loading your entire lineup with things that are getting remade or released this year.
That's my problem, not yours.
I
know you're a big believer in that, but I'm highly what's the word I can say I completely don't believe you at all. I think your judgment is totally skewed on the business end of that.
Put it in the spreadsheet, damn it.
Fucking spreadsheet.
Spyro, another game that I played on a demo disc. I've never actually played the real game.
I'm with you on that one. I never played the real game either.
But I know it was popular and sold a bunch, so I could see that being a possibility. All right, my third
possibility to be re-released and not owned by Sony anymore, and Activision's definitely not going to have it on there.
All right,
we'll find out.
My third pick.
You can stick with your C-level picks all you want.
A game that I did not play on PlayStation, but I played a shitload on the computer. Worms Armageddon. Ton of fun. And I could see that's a very is the PlayStation Classic gonna have like multiplayer at all? Is it? Can you connect it
I
to the
think
internet?
No,
I
it's not
believe
connect. No, it's not
it
connected to
did
the
have
internet.
2 controllers, I think.
Local multiplayer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even still, the game's a lot of fun, even just by yourself. Figuring out the physics to all the projectiles and whatnot. I had a lot of fun playing this game. I think it's a solid pick.
I don't think it's bad. I actually I don't disagree with you on that one. I think it sold well enough on the system that people believe that they associate it with the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Why not?
Like I said, I didn't play it on the PlayStation. I played it on the PC, but I think it's good. My fourth pick, we're going with Driver, and I got to figure out how to edit this title here.
I can do it.
Okay.
Which driver are you picking?
The first one.
Okay.
Just I'm sure if they're gonna pick any game in this franchise, it'd probably be one. I would imagine.
Saying that they have Ridge Racer 4 and Tekken 3,
Okay,
so
true,
that absolutely means nothing.
True, that is very true. But yeah, I mean, I actually played Driver 2, but I think Driver's a solid game, and I think it sold a whole bunch also. I think it was.
I think
up
it did
there,
all right.
Top 20, I believe.
My only real experience with Driver is being really disappointed in Driver 3. It came out after Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, so everyone had really high expectations about what it was going to be, and it wasn't.
Didn't happen.
All right, Steve, you're up.
So the picks are getting a little rough for me because I want to diversify, but I think there's still a handful of games out there that are super obvious picks. Plus, now that we've been talking about it, there are going to be 2 controllers, so there has to be some multiplayer games. They're not going to just stick in a shitload of RPGs and platformers, and then they're going to be like, and Tekken. Just the one Tekken, so you can use your other controller.
And if you're right about that, then Mex is definitely winning the battle right now, because I think Driver isn't. 3 out of his 4 games are multiplayer games.
Yeah, party-like games. So in the interest of trying to shore up 1 or 2 of those, I'm going to go with Mortal Kombat Trilogy.
I had that one on the list. I don't know about it, and I'm going to wait a few more rounds to tell you my reasoning behind it. But
I'm only picking it because it was fairly high. I think it was. Let me double check this. I think it was the highest of the Mortal Kombats. Yeah, that one sold the most out of all the Mortal Kombats on the PlayStation 1, and it also is a good way to get like a 3-in-1 in there. So you have a lot of bang for your buck.
Okay, so that's the first 3 games?
Yeah, yes. See, did I finish typing that in?
Yeah, you're in there. You're good.
So, yeah, I think that's a solid choice. It's not one of my, givens, but I need something that you're going to use another controller with, and most of the other games I'm going to be picking, that's not it. So I'm going all in on the single player more than the multiplayer.
I think that there's no way in hell that game's going to be on the system. But like I said, I'm going to wait a few more rounds to give you my reasoning, because I don't want to blow my my reasoning too early.
Well, there's also basically no game I'm going to pick that you believe is going to have half a chance in hell on there.
I think all of the Mortal Kombat games were on that bootleg Sega.
The key word is bootleg.
All right, Dan, you're up.
Next pick. I'm surprised it lasted this long. There is no game that personifies the PlayStation more than Tomb Raider.
Yeah, that was a huge given, but which one are you going to pick?
I'm going to go with the first one. I don't actually know. They could just, randomly throw the third one in there.
I had
the second one.
I had the first one on PC, and I don't think I ever got past the second level. And I can't remember why. If I just was too stupid to figure out how to play the game, or I just kept on falling and dying and gave up. I don't remember. But I played Tomb Raider on the PC, It was fun for the half level I played, I guess.
And my next pick, Wipeout.
Wipeout. I was gonna pick that.
Wipeout. Yep, there goes that one.
I love playing those games. They're a lot of fun.
They just, going against my entire, thought process, they just did re-release them in HD, or one of them in HD. I'm not sure if it was the original.
All right, Steve, you're up.
The Wipeout Omega Collection.
Omega.
It came out. I don't know when it came out. When did it come out?
I definitely think Twisted Metal's going to be on there because it's another dead IP that was loved back in the day. But I'm struggling between 1 or 2.
Why not 3?
Was 3 even on there?
I think 3 was better selling than 1 or 2, wasn't it?
Was there 3 and then Black was the one on PlayStation 2?
Let's see.
I mean, if it's in the list.
Let's see. Twisted Metal was 98th. Twisted Metal 2 was 49th. And Twisted Metal 3 was 70th. So it goes 2, 3, then 1. So Twisted Metal 2 is what I'm going to go with. Just on sales. Twisted Metal 2. Of course, that has another stupid long name.
Dan, get on that editing.
Plus, I want to make sure I have a nice diversification of games on here. Because I think I have more chances of hitting things if I add like a puzzle, which is why I went with Parappa the Rapper, my second pick.
Yeah.
There's going to have to be a puzzle game on there, and that checks a lot of boxes. Twisted Metal, I think, does too. I think you can play it with a second player doing that awful split screen from back in the day.
What, like the top bottom? Or side to side?
I'm pretty sure number 1 had side to side, but then I think at some point they flipped to top bottom so you could see more to the sides. And I think in a driving game that's probably more poignant because you don't need to. There aren't any flying things coming at you, so I don't think they care. I mean, I could probably just make this list solely off of RPGs. I think could make it on there, but there's too many, so I just have to sort of sort through those.
Can I pick a game while you're editing, or is that gonna mess it up?
It's already done. Yeah, you can pick while editing.
All right. My next game is going to be Siphon Filter. Probably one of my all-time favorite games on PlayStation.
Now, did you pick that because of sort of middle of the road popularity, or because you really want it on there?
Kind of because I want it on there. I really enjoyed the game, and I'm pretty sure it sold fairly well. I don't know exactly how well, but it was definitely a quality game.
48th. So it's higher than 2 of the Twisted Metals.
Well, there you go. Siphon Filter, yeah. I definitely hope that's on because I really enjoyed it.
I do too. That was a lot of fun. Are there more than 1?
Yeah,
is there
I think
a second
there's
one also on there?
2 and 3, I believe.
I think my list only, at least the top 100 lists popped up with. Oh no, there's 2. 48th for the first one and 65th for the second one. I think there is a third, but I don't know if it's even on that console.
Okay, my 6th pick, I'm gonna go with Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Just quit picking long stuff.
Which one?
I don't know. Like, I guess the first one was like the genre defining game, but I think 3 was probably the best game.
3 was the jam. Yeah, that's the.
But again, I don't know if there's gonna be problems with DualShock. I don't remember the controls for the game at all.
Not required. The only game that required a DualShock was Ape Escape.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Ape Escape, no, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, that is an influencer for my choices. I'm trying to stay away from games that, even though you said there's only one game that requires it, there are games that are just flat out better. Like that's why I don't think we'll probably see a Resident Evil beyond the first one if there's going to be one, because I think the DualShock was pretty heavily incorporated by then. I'm gonna go with an RPG pick for Xenogears. Once again, it's another dead IP and a extremely loved game.
Does it have nothing to do with Xenoblade?
You know what? It probably does now that I think about it.
Because it's definitely not dead then.
Yeah, no, you're right. But still, I think there's a really, really heavy nostalgia factor for that. There are a couple other RPGs that are rivaling it pretty hard on my list, but I think I'm going to have to go with that one for now.
I'm going to probably stay in this RPG wheelhouse. I think it's about time to pick one. It's just which one do I pick?
I have one RPG on my list, and you're never gonna pick it, so I'm cool with that.
What? How many choices are we picking? 15.
Yeah.
Just one for each slot.
Yep.
And then are we going 100% the game that you picked? We're not doing any half points for like.
I mean,
Ryan, you picked Driver, but if Driver 2 comes out,
yeah, I'd say if you pick a game in a series, that's good enough.
No, absolutely not. We'll use that as a tiebreaker.
Okay.
I think it should be like half point. I think a half point would be good enough.
So that means all three of us can pick a Tony Hawk game if we think that a Tony Hawk game is going to be on here.
Yeah, but if all three of us picked a Tony Hawk game, one of us would actually get the full point.
There was a Tony Hawk 4.
Yeah. So we could all get half a point, I guess.
Then yeah, that would be, because then at least it shows that your head was in the right place, even if they didn't pick the right edition.
You don't have to worry about winning because your list is awful. So don't even worry about that. That's why you just want those half points, because that's all you can maybe happen to get. I'm gonna go with Legend of Dragoon.
Never played it. What's it about?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Never had the system. I'm just going on games that I've heard the name of before.
All right.
I think I downloaded that on an emulator, or maybe I bought it at a GameStop and played it for like 15 minutes, and I was like, "This blows."
All right. Next pick, Dan. No, Dan's on. Let's see. We got 6 picks in. You still got 9 to go.
Yeah, they're gonna start getting weird here soon. There's still a lot of really good games on the board.
Yeah, I still have some solid picks, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna cash out all my A choices before I move to my like B choices.
Going with the Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, Crystal Dynamics.
Another game I don't really know anything about.
Again, never had the system. I just heard the name before.
Is that a fighting game?
It's a action game, and that's in line with the kind of things that I would choose, because it's another nostalgic heavy dead IP.
Okay. Steve, you're up.
Yep, typing.
I'm gonna go through one more round, and I'm gonna tell you why all of Steve's picks are wrong.
Silent Hill.
Konami game.
Well, it would be my second one because Castlevania is also.
Yeah, I don't know why that didn't show up, but
Silent Hill. Yeah. Okay. I can see it.
Yeah. I think it has a pretty nice home on there. It's not like one of my super heavy first picks, but it fills the role of like a not quite action. I would call it like an action adventure type game, which I know they're going to have a few on here. But it also sort of fits the same mold as Tomb Raider, where it's like puzzles, shooting.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of a grand mix of things.
Yeah.
But if they're going to aim for nostalgia, I think it's a good inclusion. So I'm going to pick it up.
All right, I'm gonna go with another sports game, a game that I played a lot. Cool Borders 3. A lot of fun.
I think that's a good one.
A lot of fun. Did you not like the snowboarding game, Steve? Did you not really play sports games?
I think the only Cool Borders that I ever played was when I was at like your house and you were playing it.
Yeah.
But I was pretty prejudicial against sports games because there was a point in time where my family was just like super sports everything, and I didn't care. And I think it got to the point where I sort of rebelled. Mm-hmm. So if I saw a sports game, I was like, fuck that game. I don't ever want to see it. Madden can suck a dick.
All right. Do you want to take an intermission and explain your reasoning, Dan, of why you hate all of Steve's picks?
All right. I guess
explain to us why you're wrong.
Not that it probably won't change you guys' mind, but Steve, you have 1, 2, 3 M-rated games on your list.
I don't think that's going to matter.
Do you really think that they want this thing to have to be? You go to Walmart and a kid wants to buy this, they got to get carded?
I think we touched on this before, where because one of your arguments was that you don't like the idea that a game that's being remade is could come out on here because you think that new people to the experience, it's going to cut off their sales to the newer game. But all of these consoles are based on nostalgia. They're not aiming to get any new kids walking down the aisle. It's going to be all us.
You don't think that a grandma, this is going to be an end cap item. It's going to be the thing that you're walking around Walmart, you see a big display of, if they have enough of them, and somebody's grandma is going to pick this up for their kid. And if they know what the rating system is and they see the M rating on there, they're not going to buy it. I think that they're going to stick with teen and lower. Granted, I might throw in a Hail Mary in the last picks with some M-rated games, but I don't see any M-rated games being on this.
No, I definitely disagree with that. I think that the M-rated games, didn't they only even start in the PlayStation, Xbox era? I don't think there's a single M-rated like 16-bit game.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure when the rating system came out, but they were definitely like straight up porno games on the Atari.
Well,
so
yeah, I mean, you have to not include those, but I think this is the era where the games started to get to the point where people were getting comfortable with maturity, which is why you had Lara Croft's giant tits and blood and gore from the Mortal Kombat's, Twisted Metals, like just running over random people, blood everywhere, no special codes required. And I think it was definitive to this generation of system, so I don't think that's a factor.
Agree to disagree.
That is the entirety of our list. Is a disagreement.
I hate your list. Your list is awful.
That's something I never even considered.
I mean, does Sony really want to draw attention to Xenogears when Xenoblade is only available on the Switch?
No, I still think these.
That is, even if I don't even know if they even have anything to do with each other. So,
no, I think the classic consoles, the 100% of their attention is to be towards cashing in on nostalgia. So you need to go nostalgia heavy, which they did a very good job with, for at least from my point of view, the Super Nintendo Classic. Like those sets of RPGs and the other stuff that aren't RPGs are pretty definitive of that console. I mean, I know there's a handful that were questionable choices, but I think they're going to try to bend this towards that, and that will have an inclusion of M-rated games. I don't think that's going to factor.
We shall see. At the end, I'll go through and recap why all of your picks are awful.
Sure.
I like the tension in the stream. This is good. We need more of it. Okay, my 8th pick, I'm going with Rayman. I think that was a top seller.
You're correct. My short list is getting real short.
Why did it not show up on stream?
I think we're just behind.
Yeah, I actually think I'm gonna run out of picks before we get to the end.
Super, like it didn't even show up on OBS. That was weird.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
it's there now. It's fine. Maybe my internet is lagging or something.
I have like 1 or 2 oddball picks, but yeah. Let's see. Did I go for an RPG?
By the way, once we're done, Dan, you should upload this or download it and upload it as like a video.
I will.
Just so we have it saved.
So I'm gonna go sort of outside the bounds here, just because I don't know what the rules for this kind of stuff are. But is there anything stopping them from publishing another Madden or an old Madden? There's no like weird sports rights or anything.
EA would be the only one to stop them. I don't think the Players Association would matter. I think there was a Tecmo Bowl on the NES Classic, and they had NFL players in it. So
yeah, I just didn't know if at some point there's, I don't know, like an NFL union thing where there's all sorts of like royalties for the old school.
There would be an issue if you picked like the 989 Studios sports game because they don't have the NFL license anymore. Madden is the only people that makes that game, so I think you'll be all right. But again, I don't know.
Just to fill another sports category, because I think there's going to be something in there, and a lot of my other good choices are picked off. I'm not going to start RPGs till the end because there's so many of them. I don't think it really matters which ones we divvy up. I'm going to go with Madden 99. I guess it sold more than the other ones.
You just picked the top one on the list.
Pretty much. So far, none of us. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Wait, Madden 2005?
Yeah, they made Maddens.
They
not until 2000.
Entire life.
Well, didn't they stop making PlayStation games in like 2004? Wasn't it something like that? Like
I guess they still make Master System games, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I don't have like any other sports games in my selection, and Madden is probably the most well-known. No, it is the most well-known football game, and I think that's a good inclusion.
Yeah, I was considering like a sports game like that myself, and I wasn't sure if the games are going to be the same like in America as they are internationally, because I was going to pick like a soccer game, because I would imagine that would be more popular basically everywhere else other than America.
So like I'm pretty sure it'll be separated. At least that's what they did with the Nintendo consoles. Japan got a few different games than we did. Mm-hmm. So as long as they're likely going to do that again, because this is another Japanese company, then I imagine they'll probably have like 5 or so games swapped.
Can you see Eli's head?
Not
popped
really.
Up.
It's so far away.
It looks like a white blob.
Yeah,
his head's right there.
I mean, I can see there's something
that's
white there, but I can't.
He peeked his head up.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I agree. I think there is going to be some sort of sports game on. I don't know if it's going to be Madden. I have NHL 97 on my list just because that's the one that I played and I really enjoyed. But I'm not actually going to put that in my list. That was just on my own personal list.
Yeah, but your own personal list might come into handy on picks 13 through 15 because I'm pretty sure all of my like top picks here are going to be gone by the time we get to the 13th round. So
yeah,
I'm going to have to just like, oh, actually, there is one that I completely forgot about. It didn't make any of the other lists, but I think it'll be on here.
Okay, Dan, you're up. Pick number 8, 24 in the draft.
Especially because you're giving us half points, I'm going to go with Road Rash 3D.
Oh, that was on my list.
A game that's not, underappreciated. They're not still making anymore. A lot of nostalgia, a lot of the same things that Steve's been saying about every one of his picks. But I actually think it's a good pick.
Yeah, I was gonna pick that too.
It's not time to start throwing my Hail Marys yet. I'm gonna go with a game that Steve accidentally said in the beginning of the stream, but I was gonna pick it anyways. Hold on, I typed it wrong.
Like, what is that?
IQ Intelligence Cube.
I think it's a good pick, but it was going to be towards the end because I think it's pretty niche.
Dude, we're
I don't know what that even is.
It's like a.
Was that the game where like the little dude was jumping on the cubes?
Yep. No, it's the cubes. Yeah. Like they start like.
Oh, you talking about Cubert? No, it wasn't Cubert.
They come at you, and you can put like, it's on an elongated grid, and I think you can like highlight a space, and when the cube lands on it, it disappears, and you're trying to not get pushed off of the end. My brother played the absolute shit out of it, and I remember us being super pissed off because he finally beat it. And when you beat it, I think the normal character is like a guy, and when you beat it, you unlock a girl, and it only lasts until you die, and it doesn't do anything special. It's literally like beat the whole game so you can play as a girl, and then as soon as you die or restart your console, you have to win it again just to play as her again. It was like the worst prize for winning. I'd rather have one of those really awful Japanese translations of English where it's like, congratulations on play great game.
Okay, Steve, you're
up.
What awful pick are you picking now? Because they got to be getting real weird. There's not much left.
I'm actually going to pick a Brave Fencer Musashi.
That's a word that I've heard before, but I can't tell you what it is.
Hold on.
Did you make sure that it actually came out on the PlayStation before you made this pick?
Yeah, I played it. And I had one of those Prima guides to get me through, or tell me where all the secrets were.
Cheater.
Yeah. Fuck you. I want to know the secrets.
I've never played it. I have no idea what it is.
I think this will be one of those almost filler games if they decide they need to fill in like a 19th or 20th spot. The people who played it really liked it, but it didn't take off that well. It didn't hit the top 100 chart, and you will see it pop up on random websites like Top X Games, but usually it has to be focused towards like it'll be on like a top RPG list, but it won't be on like just an overall top 50 PS1 games. So that's probably a really niche choice, but that probably falls under I played it and really liked it. And if you ever talk to somebody who played it, they also really liked it, but it didn't get any further than that. It's like a cult classic.
Yeah.
Which, meh.
Okay. Well, my next pick is a game that I played on computer, but it also came out on PlayStation. Myst. I think they could add a puzzle game. Nice and fun. Did you ever play it, Dan? You don't seem to like that pick.
I played it on the computer. It's a point and click game.
Mm-hmm. I think it's possible.
Okay.
I think your head is in the right direction, and I like that you have joined us in the diversification of your portfolio here, where now we all at least have one puzzle game of some sort. At least, did I pick a puzzle? Yeah, I picked Parappa. So, good. I don't know if I wouldn't discount Myst, but that is a weird point and click game for that.
Okay. Well, if you don't like that one, You're not gonna like this
You're
one.
really not gonna like this one.
Is
Another
it
game.
Escape?
It's another game that I played on the computer a lot, which isn't in the database. So hold on, maybe I'm not picking it. Oh no, why is it not in the database?
It's this is pulled right out of Wikipedia's.
Oh, there it is. Hold on. Oh, because it's one word, not two words. SimCity 2000. Game I played the shit out of on the computer.
I don't remember the port being awful. So, yeah.
Didn't make the top 100 according to this site.
I don't care about the top sales.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I enjoyed it on PC, and
I
I
have
saw
nowhere-
that they put it on PlayStation also. So I'm like, yeah, that's definitely going on my list.
Yeah, I've nowhere to go with that one. I have no input to give you. Great choice, or your choice fucking sucks. You can pick which one you think I should tell you.
Tell me in a month when it's on the PlayStation Classic, and I will take that $100 you're putting up today.
I'm not putting up $100 on this.
No, it was $1,000.
Oh, okay. I'll take your $1,000.
You're gonna get 1,000 yen.
All right, you're up, Steve. By the way, why haven't we picked a Metal Gear Solid game yet?
Nobody's picked it yet.
Yeah, we're all just sort of passing on it for now. It's gonna get picked towards the end, but I'm trying to figure out if I want to invest more into RPGs.
Three games into Konami games, especially mature rated Konami games.
I only have 2 picks left. I gotta look up more games.
All right, so, well, no, I'll ask that question later when it comes down to the wire. So I guess I'll go back into RPGs. Oh shit, I didn't even realize that Brave Fencer was another Square game. Okay, yeah. Some of those choices definitely aren't going to be on together. I don't think they'll put Final Fantasy VII, Xenogears, Brave Fencer, and Chrono Cross, but I think at least 1 or 2 of those will be on there.
Yeah. Of your picks, your Square picks are probably the least bad of your picks. The bad part is you picked 4 of them.
Well, if they're sort of given choices, then I would rather pick Square games than go deep diving into fucking stuff that only like 10 people have heard of.
This is where we start going real deep diving. If I can figure out how, there it is. R-types. Did you ever play R-type?
Never heard of that.
Isn't that the space shooter?
Yeah, it's a side-scrolling shooter. R-types is both of the first 1 and 2 games.
All right, you have good luck with that one.
Oh, we're getting real weird. All right, I think there's going to be another fighting game in here, and I don't think it's going to be Mortal Kombat. So
what did
ECW?
SmackDown? Isn't there a fighting game already picked by the top?
Yeah, Tekken 3.
Okay, then you know what? Let me go ahead and take that off my list here.
I'm going to go with Soul Blade, the first game in the Soul Calibur series.
Did you ever play that, Steve?
I played a lot of Soul Calibur on the GameCube. Yeah, it was the GameCube because
it had Zelda, it had Link in it.
Yeah,
it all
did.
had like special characters.
Yeah,
because Darth Vader was in one of them. Yoda was in the.
Yeah, Darth Vader, Yoda, then Link.
I remember you playing Soul Calibur a good bit. I just didn't remember what console it was.
Yeah, I got pretty into it, and I got decent enough to be able to fight my way to like the top of the, just a single player game.
I'll be right back.
All right. guess now's a good time to look at the top selling list and see what I missed.
Yeah, well, it's also a good time to tell Dan his choices are shit.
You can certainly figure it out. Figure out why his choices are bad.
No, it's just totally competing ideologies on business, because he'll straight up discount really popular games just because there's movement with those IPs recently, or the M rating thing. I honestly don't think is going to have any issues. I mean, this was the generation where mature games were coming out and people were playing them, and it seems really stupid to. I get where he's going from, where grandmas won't pick up a mature rated system for their kids, but I think he's really off in that the whole point of classic consoles is to cash in on nostalgia, so it needs to be aimed towards those people. And why would you take out some of the best nostalgia cash-ins just because they're M rated?
Yeah, I mean, I can see arguments for both sides, I guess. Like, I can see why you wouldn't want to load up this PlayStation Classic with half M-rated games.
As soon as you do,
but the people who are buying them are like our age now. Probably.
Yeah, that's his thing though. Is he believes that new gamers are going to try to get this thing, and I'm sure they will, but it's not marketed to them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Dan, we're just talking shit about you while you're gone.
I mean, what rating is Tekken 3? Is that an M-rated game?
I think it's T.
Is it? Okay. Steve, you're up next.
Yep, it's T.
Let's see. I think I'm just going to try to cash in some points off of whatever RPGs they pick off. So, whoops, that's not the right place to put that. Where I have to type in is like a whole page lower than our picks.
Yeah.
So I have to keep scrolling back and forth. Yeah. This will probably
Suikoden 2. Nice. Yeah. Actually, that was on my list. Not 2. First Suikoden was on my list, but
that's usually like the first, second, or third pick for all of the like top RPGs on PS1, depending on what kind of site you wind up on and how hipster they are about their games. But I played it. I remember really liking it, even though I had no idea what the fuck was going on. And if they're not going to go heavy into Square, which is, I doubt they're going to go like super heavy into it, then if they diversify into other high profile games of that nostalgia level, that I think is going to be an up there pick.
Okay, well, I'm going to pick, I don't know how similar it is, but a game that I played a lot. Kudelka. You ever heard of it?
Nope. Oh, yeah. You know what? I didn't see that on any list, so I forgot it existed, but
yeah,
I did play that.
It was fucking awesome. I love that game. It was basically, I don't know how to describe it. It was like a puzzle game, but an RPG combined. It was the first game in the Shadow Heart series, which I didn't even realize, it was part of that until I looked it up like a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I think I may have actually played that. Either that or maybe it was like Shadow Hearts 1 and 2 that I played.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that game. I don't think I ever beat it. It was one of those 4-disc games where, you had to pop in the disc. Because it was too big to put on one CD, I guess.
I think it was Shadow Hearts 1 that I played the shit out of, and I remember getting to a town in like the middle end of the game where there's a casino and you could play roulette. Mm-hmm. So you would just save scum the game, the old school version. We just had to reset the whole console every time, but you would just bet the max amount on any given number. Or no, you'd bet the max amount on like 1/3 of the roulette board.
Yeah.
And just keep cashing in from that. So Yeah, I just remember doing that for like hours on end.
All right, my next pick
Cheater.
is going to be. Oh, hold on. Let me double check what it's actually called. Yeah. Okay, it's a game that I played on the Jaguar actually, but I see that it came out for PlayStation, so I'm gonna pick it. It's called Raiden. You ever heard of it?
Isn't that another top-down
Yeah, it's like a
jet shooter?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely not picking one of those, but yeah, okay.
I mean, I can see they're not gonna like load up the thing with RPGs and shit. Like,
No,
I
no,
think simple games like that are definitely a good possibility.
I agree with you. I'm just loading up RPGs because I'm trying to pick off the easy points.
Yeah. Okay, and now my list is completely exhausted, so I need to find 3 more games.
Yeah, you only got to find 3 more random ones. You'll be all right.
So I have a couple games on here I could pick, but there's one I do want to put on. I need to know though, are we doing half points for being in the same genre, or are we just doing totally you nailed it or you didn't get anything?
Half points, whatever, who cares?
Okay, because if we do that, then I'm taking Crash Bandicoot, but I think there's going to be a platformer version and you pick the racing version.
Okay, but if the racing version's on, I don't think you should get a half point for.
No, that doesn't count.
No, it's like kind of 2 different categories.
Yeah. Okay.
So
if you agree with that, I'm fine with you picking like Crash Warped or whatever.
No, I think it's going to be like I don't know how many platformer versions there were. Let's see.
Yeah, Warped was number 3. That was the game I played a lot, and I
Crash
really enjoyed that game.
Oh yeah, there was Crash Bandicoot, Crash Bandicoot Warped, Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back. Then there was Racing, Crash Bash. I don't know what that was. So like a weird version of. I don't know.
Crash Bandicoot Mortal Kombat.
I want to throw on like I want a platformer, and I think that's going to be a good one. Which I can hear the thoughts of Dan just going, "No,
you've already just it's your list is so bad."
All right, I guess you're up then. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot Warped 3 was warped, and it was the 5th highest selling game. The first one was the 6th highest selling game, so they weren't that far apart.
Just because of how popular the most current
we're looking
one
at
in the series.
Lists.
And since half points are a thing, I'm going to go with Persona. One just came out. It's fresh in people's mind. Maybe people want to see the first one. I don't actually know where at all it's been re-released. It might be hard to find. That's my thought process for that.
Okay. I'll take it.
3 picks left. Yeah, I got enough. I can fill this in. We're like half of them are RPGs, but whatever.
Yeah, I have like 2 picks left, but they're so out there that I know you're never going to pick them. So I almost don't want to waste them yet. But I also don't know what else to pick. I don't want to go against my own rule.
I'm pretty sure my most oddball pick is probably Brave Fencer.
Did nobody pick Metal Gear yet?
Nope.
Nah, go ahead.
I'm gonna pick it off here. I really don't think it's gonna be on here, but it's one of those games that people will get mad if they didn't see on our list. So there it is. Let's see. Maybe there was like a teen version that they came out with.
All right. Well, since most of what I have left is like my D list items and RPGs that are sort of right in the middle of the pack, then I'm going to go with the diversity pick of, uh, say, Need for Speed series. I definitely think that out of racing games, Gran Turismo would beat out Need for Speed, but if for some reason it doesn't, I want a racer on there.
Which one did you go with? The first one or two?
According to whatever dumbass list I'm looking at, Need for Speed 3 was the highest selling,
Okay.
and I do remember playing that one a whole lot, so yeah, why not?
I'll be right back. My dog's doing something bad.
Tell him to stop that. Bad dog. All right. I want to pick a game that I played. No, I didn't play. Well, I kind of played, and I watched Phil play a lot on PlayStation 2. But the first game in the series was on PlayStation, and I don't think it was like the same type of game. The third one was on PlayStation 2. Maybe you might know better than me, Steve.
What?
My 13th pick is going to be Dynasty Warriors. I think the first one was more of like a fighting game rather than
Here, Eli, look.
rather than like the hack and slash kind of make your way through a level.
Yeah.
That actually wasn't that bad. It was just a big hunk out of the cat's scratch board.
Yeah, that happens. But yeah, I remember Phil playing Dynasty Warriors 3 on PlayStation 2. And that game was awesome.
It was a fighting game before it was the weird like you versus an entire army of idiots game.
Yeah. I like that type of game. That was fun.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just trying to think of stuff.
Well, what about your RPG picks? Have you picked any RPGs yet?
I mean, Kudalko was RPG.
Yeah, it was.
I can't even think of any other RPGs.
So I know Dan wants to go over my picks, but I do want to go upstairs and spend some time with Sarah before she goes to bed. So I think after we're done, because I know he's just gonna bitch and bitch. So I think when we're done, I might have to call it when we finish this up.
Yeah, that's fine. He and I can talk about the list. Do you know anything about Dynasty Warriors, Dan?
Oh yeah, it's a good game.
Okay. My second to last pick, I'm gonna pick WWF SmackDown. I know you really don't think a wrestling game is gonna be on it.
Wait. Before you actually put that on there, I just want to let you know
it's already on there.
WWF is now trademarked, and they are not allowed to call themselves that anymore.
Whatever.
Okay.
It's gonna be on.
Okay.
Next.
They might just change it. It'll be what is it called now?
WWE.
WWE.
Yeah, it'll be WWE SmackDown.
Yeah, so I'll get a half point if it's WWE.
I mean, really, all they have to do is put one little line at the bottom of the F, and they're good to go.
Yeah.
Do I just go all in on RPGs?
You got 2 picks left.
Yeah, I know. Do you guys want to do one extra bonus pick for the completely off the wall shit?
Nope. I'm putting my off the wall one as my 15th pick.
That's what your 15 is.
Yeah. All right, if that's the 15, then yeah, I have a super dumb 15th pick, which 100% won't be on there, but if it is, I'll buy 2 of these fucking things. Then I'm going to continue with the diversity pick and go with just scroll so far to do picks. I know absolutely nothing about this game other than that it's a puzzle game and it was well liked and the IP is super dead. There was only ever one, I think. So, sure.
Never heard of it.
Nope. I guess my last two picks are pretty ridiculous. Second to last pick, Frogger.
Fuck, I was gonna pick that for 15.
What?
Are you kidding me?
I have a more
is-
random pick.
That is not a bullshit pick
Fuck.
at all. That's the 25th highest selling game.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no.
They need simple games. That's like a simple game.
Yeah, your bullshit pick needs to be something that does not appear on any. It sold like 1,000 copies, and you just so happen to know about it.
Well, no, I think your bullshit game is like a game that you're not even like most people wouldn't even consider. I think Frogger fits that like perfectly.
Well, Frogger only sold to multi-million people.
Yeah, but like if you ask people, hey, what games did you play on PlayStation? No one's gonna say Frogger.
Oh, a lot of people did.
Yeah, I know, but like
Yeah.
that's why it was gonna be my 15th pick. Now I'm pretty upset that I picked WWF there.
All right.
Here's my Hail Mary, starring Mark Hamill. Anybody?
Is it gonna be that awful Star Wars fighting game, Masters of Terra Kasi or whatever?
No. Wing Commander 3.
No, yeah. I highly doubt that's on there, but yeah, that's a good Hail Mary. That's definitely not going to be on there, but if it's our retard pick, then yeah.
I mean, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it is.
It's way better. It's way better than Devil's Dice.
No, Devil's Dice made it onto the high selling chart.
What does that have to do with anything?
That it sold and was successful?
All right. Who the hell's Shift? You don't even know where the license is sitting at.
All right. My 16th pick now has to be my 15th pick. I'm going with Monopoly. Monopoly.
According to sales records, Incredible Crisis sold 70,000 copies. Almost everything else on our list sold millions.
All right, so who do you think has the best chance here? Of
getting... that would be me.
You think?
I'm going 15 for 15. I'm so happy with my list.
Yeah, there's no way you're going 15 for 15.
No. Let me look at Dan's list
Although
again.
I am very jealous about Frogger because I really did want to pick that as my 15th pick.
Let's see.
Hey, buddy.
Off of Dan's list, I think if I was going to rate them A and B, I would say Abe's is an A pick, Tomb Raider's an A pick. I really liked Legacy of Kain as like an action game. I don't know if I would call that an A pick. Metal Gear Solid, probably. B picks would be the golf game, just because there aren't many golf games on there. Wipeout.
I've curated.
The rest of those probably don't have a chance in hell.
I don't know. I think your best chance games are Wipeout and Road Rash. I think those are your best possibilities. I don't know anything about Hot Shots Golf.
That it's owned by Sony. They don't have to deal with any licensing. There's nothing. You can put it right on there.
Absolutely nothing about that game. But I think those two games are your best chance. You know what? I think Frogger is definitely going to be on it. So I'll give you 3 games that are definitely going to be on. Or most definitely.
Ryan, I like most of your picks at the top. Gran Turismo, Crash Team Racing. I only would kind of put that one down just because there's a lot of other really good racing games, and they're not going to put Jet Moto, Wipeout, Gran Turismo, Need for Speed, and like a Crash Team Racing on there. Worms Armageddon, I think, is a really easy one. Maybe one of the drivers. I don't have high hopes for Siphon Filter.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean,
That was more of
like,
a nostalgia pick for me.
yeah, like I have hopes that it'll be on there, but I don't really believe it will. Um, if they can figure out something with the licensing, I think Tony Hawk is an easy one. Cool Borders, I think might be fringe. Mist, SimCity, Kudelka, Raiden, WWF SmackDown, Monopoly. Basically, from picks 8 down, I really don't think so. Or no, from 9 down. I think Rayman is a good choice.
All right. Yeah, you have a lot of RPGs, so I'm not even really sure how heavy they're gonna go since Final Fantasy VII is already on it.
No, yeah, I think
you're signing
I think
off here soon, right?
Yeah, I do have to.
So
go.
I need to just kill your list real quick. Starting at 1, being remade. 2, being remade. 3, being remade. 4, M-rated game. Not going to happen. 5, M-rated game. 6, current game is not on a Sony platform. 7, M-rated game. 8, it's Madden. It's not going to happen. 9 is your first game that actually might happen, but where you fall apart is you have 18 Square games on here.
No, I told you before, I don't think they're all going to be on here at all. But I think they're all in the same range of possibilities. So I just went in on it.
It's not a good sign when the first thing that comes to my mind is that none of these games are going to be on it. You also notice that only one was published or developed by Sony. Twisted Metal 2. Everything else is third party.
I don't think that matters.
It matters a lot. They're going to have to pay royalties to every third party game that gets put on here.
We'll see.
Crash Bandicoot's being remade. Need for Speed 3, I was looking at the music list, and there's nothing really, like, super popular. They don't have any, Need for Speed 3, Hot Pursuit, Need for Speed 3.
Yeah,
there's no. It's all like it's like techno music and shit. Like they'll be able to get that figured out. I don't know anything about your last 2 games. I mean, I don't know enough about the system to shit on them, but I think I've successfully shit on 12 of your 15 games.
Yeah, I think you're full of shit. So go ahead. No, I think those. Well, I wouldn't pick them if I didn't think they were probably going to be on there. I really don't think remakes matter at all, and I don't think M matters at all. I think the entire purpose is to do a full head over heels cash in on nostalgia, and I think that's 100% unless they make some bad choices, just with the direction what they should be going for. I think that's what they did with the Nintendo series.
Do you want to have a look at how many first party games are on those Nintendo consoles?
Well,
because it's almost all of them.
Yeah, but that's all hyper popular games too. So there's different issues between the 2 consoles. Oh, somebody said something.
No. Oh, those are bits. Thank you. I wonder who that was.
There's definitely competing issues there where a lot of the easy to get Nintendo games were also some of the best Nintendo games. So that was a given. But it was also different eras of games too. They didn't have to deal with that many licensing rights for oddball things like music or like a wrestling thing where you can't even use the name anymore.
Hey, but WWF totally gonna be on there.
I'm with you. I just didn't pick it, but yeah, I agree 100%. I think they'll just do the reskin job where it will actually be the Wildlife Federation, just animals suplexing each other.
Undertaker's gonna have like a panda skin, and who else was popular back then?
I have no idea. Is Ric Flair a choice?
Bret Hart, he's gonna do the sharpshooter into a koala's head or something. Wait, I don't think Bret Hart was the sharpshooter. It was that Michaels. Yeah. That Michaels dude. What was his name?
Dude, god damn it! You're all right. Yes, Bret Hart was the sharpshooter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels was the sweet chin music. It was a kick.
Wasn't he the one that died or something?
No. Bret Hart. Owen Hart's dead. He's the
Oh,
one that
yeah,
he's
yeah. Okay, I
his
think I
brother.
know
He
that.
fell out of the rafters.
Yeah.
You're embarrassing.
All
I
right,
was
I
gonna publish this as a podcast, but you're embarrassing.
All right, I gotta go, guys.
You just cut out the last minute. That's fine.
Yeah. Feel free to be as wrong as you need to be, Dan. We'll find out in a. Actually, when do we find out?
I don't know. They haven't announced anything.
Yeah, hopefully
They might have actually announced it today.
When does the console come out?
December 3rd. So it'll be 2 months from now. So hopefully in another month at least, they'll announce the games and we can take a second look at our list here. And just talk about it, I guess.
Watch them have just picked like those 5 games and then the 15 like absolutely nobody's ever heard of them at all. They couldn't get the rights for anything.
I mean, that's why I kind of went with like Raiden and like SimCity and those kind of games. But that was kind of my thinking.
Yeah,
I mean,
all right. I'll see you guys later. I gotta
go.
Take care.